Hello Excel champions, it's William aka Dr. Excel. Today I'm going to show you how to use a secret parameter in Vlookup that not many people know how to use correctly. So I will give you the final file with all the formulas, all the example is going to be right below the video. So don't forget to download it, this way you can follow with me and see how I use the formulas, and I'm going to show you right away how it works. So here, for example, I have a list of people with their teams and their point. Here I'm looking for the team of Michael with Vlookup here, and it's not working, and we're going to see why. So it's not finding Michael in the table. We're going to see why this error in Vlookup. And here, same thing. I'm looking for the points of team 3. So team 3 should be 52. But actually, there's a mistake somewhere in Vlookup. It returns the point for team 2, and I'm going to explain to you why. So first, to understand really how it works, I want to show you this example. It's how you compute income tax tranches. So that's just an example with dummy values for the tax. Let's say I try to find the tax rate for the tranche that is for the tranche for $50,000. Okay, so $50,000, it's between 48 and 106, so it should be 22. So if I do Vlookup of 52, I'm looking this value into the table. And I want the third column with the tax rate. And now I have a fourth parameter, range lookup, of which I need to choose the value. Well, it's optional, so I don't need it. And there's two possibilities. Either I don't choose anything, and it's going to be an approximate match. And that's what we're going to use here. And it's the default parameter. So if I choose no parameter, or I choose an approximate match. So approximate match, I can either write true, or I prefer to choose 1 for approximate match. It's going to look up 50,000, and you see here 50,000 is not in the first column of the table. So how does it work? When you use the approximate match, Excel expects that the first column is sorted, so the values are always going to be in ascending order, so the next value is always bigger than the previous one, and it's going to return not the value on the exact line of the value. So here 50,000, we don't find 50,000 here. So what it's going to return? It's going to return the last value, which was lower than the value we're looking for. So here we're looking for 50,000. It's going to go down the table, and it's going to say 106 becomes higher than 50, so I'm going to return the last value, which was lower, so it's going to be 48. So I'm going to return the value on line 48, which contains 48,000, and it's going to return that tax rate. So that's how the approximate lookup works, and it's by default. So if you don't specify anything, it's going to return this mode of calculation. Otherwise, if you want to return only the line where you exactly find this the value you're looking for, so if I want to return only a line where I find 50,000, I have to choose exact lookup, which ends with a 0 or by false. And in that case, of course, I would have an error because I don't have 50,000 here. So that's the distinction with between exact and approximate lookup. So now back to our first example. What happens in our example? First, for the numbers, so point for team 3, it doesn't return the correct value. Why? Because here I'm not using any parameter, so by default it's an approximate match. So Excel is going to expect a sorted list. So it's going to say 1 is lower than 3, 2 is lower than 3, 4 is higher, so I'm returning the last line, and it's going to be 2. So it's expecting sorted list. So each time, so as soon as it finds a value which is higher than the value we're looking up, it's going to return something else. So it's not even going to read the last line where the actual value is. So if I want here to use a correct formula, I'm going to use Vlookup of this value in, I'm looking for team 3, list of teams. I want the second column with the points, and I want an exact match. And this time it's going to look for the exact value in the whole column. So now it's going to work. And same thing here. So we don't find Michael because actually we find Rupert first, which is after Michael in the alphabetical order. So I don't quite know why we have an error and we don't have Rupert. I mean, it's a bit different because we're comparing text and not numbers. You know, you can't really make trenches about text, so it's a bit different. Here it's going to return an error instead of returning Rupert here. So, but it's the same thing. If we want to make sure that we look for Michael in the whole column, we have to specify the parameter 0. So Vlookup of Michael in the whole table. We want what? The team, so second column, and exact match 0. And now we're going to return the team 4 for Michael. So that's it. I hope you understood the distinction between approximate and exact match, and that you're going to avoid error. Don't forget to download the file. It's going to be right below the video. And I will see you tomorrow for a new Excel tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe. This way you will be notified as soon as I publish it. See you, champions. Ciao.